What's up, everybody? Jensen Cummings here. Thank you as always for tuning in. We're talking promotions that bring value. This is Best Served Tableside Custom, Volume 1, and we're talking through this whole series of ease of ordering. Your backstory is so fundamental, so important. People buy why you do what you do, not what you do.
I don't want to just pass a restaurant and be like, oh, I guess I'll stop in there. I want to feel like I was invited in, whether that be on their social media or through word of mouth.
Right. Yeah. It's not a great feeling to just be thought of as a customer. I think it's nice to be thought of as a guest. So I always want to be, made to feel welcome. I have a few restaurants that I'm on their email list because I really like them. And I enjoy when they try to do something new or different. Blue Island Oyster Bar, at the beginning of the pandemic, they were offering, and it was summertime, so they offered like a porch pounder case of wine. And they have a great wine selection, so I trusted their choices, even though I had never tried them, and it was fantastic. All the wines were great, and it just made me feel summery, and I felt like I was able to support them in a way that they really needed right now. And I don't remember the bartender's name who put the case together for me when I picked it up, but she was just so nice and so gracious and just like, thank you so much. Like, you could really tell that they needed a little extra oomph.
Remembering that your customers are not one-dimensional. I'm a different person Tuesday than I am Friday or Sunday, so maybe understanding that there are different things for your customers at different times of the week and of the month. Particularly, we've really enjoyed meals that we can enjoy on a Tuesday night, and then maybe there's Hinman Pie has gotten in with the Big Red F group, those chicken pot pies. We have gotten a number of those, put them in the freezer, and when things are kind of hairy, I know what's for dinner, and I just pop it in, and I don't have to think about it. We're pretty locked down as a family with being high risk, so we don't go out for just the single loaf of bread, or hey, we ran out of mustard. So if I'm looking at a restaurant and I know in my mind, we're missing a couple staples, if that restaurant has them, I'm always adding those on because I know it then helps the restaurant as well.
Jessica, this is like, you just crystallized one of my thesis. I cannot be more grateful to you in this moment. I think every restaurant has to be in CPG, in consumer packaged goods. Your salsa, your hot sauce, your mustard has to be something that you sell, more revenue, but brand. Every time you open that fridge and you have that mustard there, you remember it, and it becomes like, oh, the mustard, I love that mustard. And you know what it goes on? It goes on that pastrami sandwich. I'm gonna order that pastrami sandwich.
As a business, you can post your own pictures on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever. But you can also invite customers to share if they enjoyed a dish, like, hey, tag us in it. And then you can choose whether or not to reshare it. If it's unflattering, obviously, it's not something that automatically pops up on your business's feed. But if someone takes a really great photo and it's different than the photo you've been using of that dish, you can tag them in it, and then they feel like they're being rewarded as well. And you can end up with maybe 5 or 6 different photos of the same dish, a little bit different each time, but people can kind of understand what to expect. And you also will probably find out what a lot of people are ordering that way and what they're wanting to share with their friends.
I think just as important as the visual identity of the food, either how it is received at home or what the food actually looks like, is also the experience. As regulations go down a little bit and we can go back out more and more, people want to know what am I getting into? What kind of situation does the table look like? What does the whole room look like? What does the staff look like? So I think that storytelling, like you were talking about, really needs to connect 360 degrees, from the diner, the dish, the experience at the table, to the whole restaurant. What are the staff experiencing too?
This is another one of our thesis. I'm totally in love with all three of you right now for just the amazing stories, but also it's reinforcing something we've been trying to get across to restaurants. And this is why this channel was so important to me, is that like, it's easy for the experts. The reality is the three of you and an extension of the three of you and us are the ones that are actually going to create the opportunity for these restaurants to succeed. We have to listen, and sparking these conversations is important. For me, we talk about a lot. It's not what's on the plate, it's who gets the plate. that truly matters. And when you're talking about what's the experience that you're going to have, it's a human experience. It has to be. Otherwise, you're competing on price, and somebody else has more money than you do. Somebody else can charge less for that. They can do more. They're more talented, all this. But what if you are celebrating who gets it to the plate? Like, that is meaningful. That matters. And I appreciate you pointing that out, which I think is so, so important.